Nebraska Supreme Court has rejected an appeal from Omaha serial killer Anthony Garcia for a new trial. The former doctor was convicted of 4 murders where he sought revenge after getting kicked out of the Creighton University pathology program. Garcia said his counsel was ineffective and noted 130 alleged errors made during his trial. He also described himself as having a, quote, diminished capacity. During his trial in 2016, Garcia sat through the hearings like you're seeing on your screen right now, unresponsive with his eyes closed as his lawyers presented a defense of mental defense. The court's ruling today stated they could not determine if his counsel was ineffective, but they otherwise affirm the convictions and sentences.